you had a question? Ahmed.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing well. What about you, sir?
Very well, very well. You know, I joined about 30 minutes earlier. I don't know why.
Yeah, I saw this, sir.
I messaged in the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, good evening, Sujay sir.
Hi, Vinay. How are you?
Fine, Sujay sir. Anwar is facing some difficulty in joining the link, so I'm calling him.
Okay. Anwar is the resource person for today, right?
Yes, Anwar and Daniel.
Okay. Anwar Sheikh, is it? Ah, nice. You know, Vinay, we should get Harun to speak to all the students as well. Harun is a fantastic tech guy. He's the one who led those students to win that Smart India hackathon, no? Harun and Arun.
Yes, Sujay sir.
Good. So I'll tell Kevin to connect with you, Kevin and Gaurav to connect with you for that as well. Is Kevin here?
Anwar, can you please try again?
Yes, sir, I'm here, sir.
Hey, Kevin, how are you?
I'm doing good, sir. What about you?
Very well. Kevin, just talk to Vinay sir about. Sorry, why did I mute you? Vinay
Yes,
sir,
sir.
about two faculty we have, Mohammad Harun and Arun Kumar.
Yes, sir.
They led a bunch of students to win the MHRD Smart India Hackathon 2020.
Okay, sir.
The
That's wonderful.
student won.
Yes, sir.
I think
So
we
I'll
should
connect with Vinay, sir.
Yeah. Hi, Sadhvi.
Hello, sir.
We're wearing the same color.
Same picture. Sir, I guess we can start another 5 minutes waiting for others.
Sure.
The first years I've been writing an exam for that. I'm not sure.
No worries. I think let them. We can wait another few minutes if you want. We can wait another 5-6 minutes for everyone to join in. No problem. Sadhvi, couple of. Hi, good evening. How are you, Roshan?
Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
Very well. A couple of things I have to tell you, Sadhvi. VC sir will join by 5:45. So as soon as he joins, he will do his address. We'll start off with whoever the flow you have, Shruti, instead of VC sir, we'll have Shraddha ma'am.
Okay.
And then I think Abhiram or whoever is going, and then we can have Ramesh sir.
Okay.
Then we have I think no, then you have me.
Then Vinay sir. No?
Yeah, then Vinay sir, and then when VC sir joins, we can have VC sir's session.
Hello, sir.
Okay, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Hi. I think Ramesh sir is already. Hi, Mitra. How are you?
Kevin.
Fine, sir.
Hello, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
One number I have pasted in the chat box. This is the number of Mr. Anwar. Can you connect with Anwar? He's not able to join actually.
Okay, sir. I'll connect with him right away.
Yeah.
Good evening,
Excuse me,
sir.
maintain any running notes, sir.
Sorry.
Now you want to maintain any notes, sir? Running notes or anything?
Today is not necessary. Yeah, today I think Anwar sir, Vinay sir is going to help you get your HackerRank and stuff like that. So no, I don't think there is notes required. But if you're not able to connect to HackerRank or something, maybe you should just write down how to do it, and after the session, probably you can do it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, actually, I'm connected on my mobile. Have I need to? I need to have any of my laptop to have the HackerRank ID or something.
You can connect your laptop. You don't have to showcase your screen, so you can have two different screens. If you're connected on mobile, you can continue staying on mobile, right? And to connect to your HackerRank, creating your HackerRank profile, you can use your laptop, no problem.
Okay, sir.
You can create your HackerRank profile even after that. So listen to how it is made and things like that for beginners. After that also you can create, no problem, guys.
Evening, sir.
Hi, Srinivasan, how are you?
Sir, Gaurav here, sir.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, the name
Hi,
comes,
sir.
the highlight comes after the voice, yeah. So I see the previous
Yes, sir.
highlight first.
Yes, sir. Sir, I just had a look for the Anwar, sir. Vinay sir told that he couldn't join.
Right.
Yeah, it is because I guess he has not uploaded the website for Inurture thing, sir.
No, nothing of that, sir. There is no restriction of that.
Because I tried to log into another account, it was showing, it was displaying that error. That's why I guess it might be that one, sir.
I have no idea. There's nothing of that sort. I mean, we all log in without that, no? Why don't you send him the ID which Sadhvi has just sent to me in the morning?
Webex.
I'll send him, sir, right away.
So let him join as a participant, and we'll upgrade him as we'll move him as a host or presenter when he starts.
Perfect, sir. I'll send him right away, sir.
Yeah, we have some time. Don't worry. Tell him not to panic. We have some time. We have some initial.
Mr. Sujay, basically all these people who joined, most of them are students or
all are students, sir.
All are students, okay.
All are students, yes. All are students.
Good evening, Sujay. Good evening, Professor Amit.
Hi.
Hi, good evening. Vinay, good evening. Kuldeep.
Yes,
Good evening.
I have no idea who all have joined, but.
Good evening, sir.
Hi.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Anwar, you can unmute and.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Hi.
How are you, sir?
Very well, thank you. I was so excited about about all students joining today. I joined about 30 minutes earlier. That's all.
Yes, sir. Even we too are excited, sir.
Thank you, guys. Oh, Anwar sir has joined. That's Anwar sir, no? I think it's the same Anwar.
Yes, sir. Anwar Sati.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Anwar. How
Hello,
are you?
sir. I'm fine, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes,
How
sir.
things?
I have a little trouble. Yes, sir.
No problem. We wouldn't
Here,
let you go.
yes, sir. Here we have a severe rain, sir. So little network issues.
We'll be sympathetic.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are, Anwar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think we can hand it over to Sadhvi. I think she can start. Sadhvi, you can.
Yes, sir. So, yeah. A very good evening to one and all present here. I am Sadhvi Gar, a core committee member of iCode and a Spock of the technical committee. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all to the coding bootcamp held by iCode, a place where you're going to get your coding basics all set in place. So without waiting for a while, I would like to call Shruti to give a brief intro about the iCode.
Yeah, I have a earphones.
So, fine. Looks like Shruti's connection is a little low, but that's fine. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Shraddha Kavar ma'am, who has been a member of the iCode and a backbone for the iCode committee. She has been very supportive. She has been very supportive throughout the beginning and helped us reach this level. Ma'am, I would request you to kindly say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. All wonderful students out there, my esteemed colleagues, and Professor Ramesh, Sujay, Vinay, Kuldeep, Dr. Narayan Swami, Arun. I'm sure many of your faculty members would also be here, so I won't be taking separate names, but mostly all the students who are here today, a very, very warm welcome to your first boot camp as part of the iCode initiative. I'll probably be speaking for the shortest time. Just want to emphasize the importance of coding and computational thinking in today's what we call the 21st century learning environment. You all are going to be engineers soon, and your value to society, your value to the nation, your value to the world is going to be phenomenal. And this begins with, having a thought process which is very, very progressive, which is based on growth and which is based on creative problem solving. And coding and computational thinking and the whole genesis of the center enables you all to engage in many such exciting activities. The most important thing about this particular activity and this particular initiative is that you students are leading it. And for us, there's nothing more beautiful and nothing more prestigious than our students, leading the way to create such fantastic initiatives. So congratulations for that. Congratulations for setting up various committees. I keep hearing about all that from Sujay sir, who is absolutely fascinated by all of you. So every day he has one name and he'll say, Ahmed said this and Shruti said this and Aditya said this, or so it's so exciting to hear about each and every one of you. And I'm looking forward to seeing many such initiatives. All the very best. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sadhvi.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for addressing us with such beautiful words. Now, we have Shruti who has joined us. She had a little bit of issues, so considering all that, Shruti, I would like to call upon her to give us a brief on the iCode. Oh, okay. I think she has a major issue with the connectivity there. Sujay sir, I think you can carry on with the iCode brief.
Right. What I'll do is we'll let Professor Ramesh go first, and then I will introduce everybody to iCode. Let's introduce everyone to coding, and I think Ramesh sir is the best person to do that. Professor Ramesh Siddhavatam, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Sujay and Shraddha ma'am, and also Sadhvi, who has given very nice introduction. I'm very happy to see this kind of club actively kickstarted and up and running. I really, my heartfelt congratulations to all of you who joined this club. I have seen the brochure. In fact, one of the pamphlets sent by Sujay, very nicely crafted. That program for 14 days, initial 1 to 6 days. What is the content? You are going to cover. I'm happy to see all the elements are covered, pretty much covered. But I want to highlight one thing. Like someone was hinting and referring to HackerRank IDs. I just want to highlight the importance of the hacker rank. Just want to tell who are all new and naive to this competitive coding. There is one word used by the top coders, top universities, top companies, and top alumni across the world is competitive coding. What does competitive coding mean to a student is they have to practice problems in competitive coding sites like HackerRank, CodeChef, Code Courses, Top Coder, etc. For that, they have to register. They have to practice the problems there, which you have a part of your coding bootcamp. If I see day 1, so and so topics are covered, day 2, day 3 to day 6. All these topics are pretty much there in these sites, free of cost. You don't have to pay anything for them. All you need is whatever you learn from this bootcamp as a part of practice of the content, which is covered there. You can actually practice those concepts in HackerRank. Primarily, you start with HackerRank. If you don't have ID, we'll help you how to register there. If you have already registered, okay, that's a very good indication and sign. You can help others to register. Why you need to go there after having these sections of bootcamp is, reason one is you can implement whatever you learned there and you will understand certain errors which come up there as a part of writing the code and completing the program and submitting it successfully. Then you will be able to understand the real-time problems which companies for internship while you are in second year, third year, and a full-time placement, pre-placement offer given by companies. The first test they conduct is this HackerRank test or the CodeChef test, or there are some other HackerEarth tests. These are all competitive coding site tests. I'm really happy to see that you people are heading towards in the right direction, where you are all experiencing the problem solving through C programming, which is the basic and first step. So my sincere request to all the students is, if anyone have any question to ask, feel free to stop me and ask me if you have any doubt here. So the first step, in fact, is creating ID in HackerRank. If you get doubt, please ask those people who have already created. Otherwise, you can ask Sujay, Shraddha ma'am, or myself. Okay, we'll help you how to create that. This is the first step, in fact. Then post that, you do some programs which are relevant for you as per the topics covered. Thirdly, there are certain contests. Please remember this. There are certain contests held in CodeChef and HackerEarth every month on month. You have to practice there so that you will get a rank. You might wonder, is this boot camp good enough for us to demonstrate to the industry, either for internships or placement? It is only your rank which comes out successfully, which is given to you through these competitive coding competitions, which will be really helpful in as a credit, as a kind of your performance, as a kind of your success proficiency level of coding, which will come out through rank or rating in CodeChef and HackerEarth. These two primarily, CodeChef, you have long challenge, you have a 10 days challenge, okay, and you have winter challenge, okay, you have cook off, like that. Many competitions are there, but the primary one in CodeChef, which already has started, I think 4 or 5 days back, which is running. You have 3 divisions there: division 3, division 2, division 1. Initially you can start with division 3. Everyone will start at division 3. If anyone is keen and interested, you can always register in CodeChef long challenge, which already started division 3 3-4 days back, and it will go up to another 10 days. So with this, I will stop here. If any student has any question, or in fact, if Dr. Shraddha ma'am or Dr. Sujay wants me to cover any part, I'm happy to help this, because I don't want to burden them with too much of content now. Okay, I'm just going step by step and phase by phase. Yeah, Mr. Sujay.
Thank you so much, Professor Ramesh. Professor Ramesh has always been a well-wisher. He's a supporter of iCode. He's been part of it from the beginning, from the genesis of iCode itself. Thank you so much. What we'll do is we'll keep going back to him for a lot of support, motivation, and guidance to all of you as you go through the journey of your coding journey over the next weeks, months, years, and we'll that. Sadhvi, over to you.
Thank you, sir.
I
Thank you,
hope
Ramesh.
Please go on.
My pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you, Ramesh, sir, for giving such a good introduction and brief about and making it very informative. Now, I would like to call Pradeep, who is the core committee member of iCode and spoke of the events and conferences committee. He will be giving us a brief on the boot camp and the working of the boot camp. Over to you, Pradeep.
Thanks, Sadhvi. I am Pratik, as Sadhvi told, and I'll be giving you guys a brief about the coding bootcamp which is going to happen. This coding bootcamp is designed to understand basic programming syntax and methodology to solve the real-world problem. And it is also designed to analyze the efficiency of programs based on time and space complexity. And in this bootcamp, there are basically 4 levels, L1, L2, L3, and L4. L1 is the beginner level, which is going to happen for 11 days, which is being split into 6 and 5 days accordingly. L2 is the intermediate level, which will be happening for 8 days, which is split into 3 and 5 days accordingly. And L3 is the advanced level, which will happen for 7 days. And L4 is the professional level, which will happen for 10 days. And after each level, after the student completes each level, there'll be a certificate provided based on their performance in the bootcamp. And by taking this chance, I'm very privileged to welcome our Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Iswaran Iyer, to say a few words.
I have a message from Pro Vice Chancellor. Pro VC is still continuing with a previous webinar that he's been committed to. He would like, and I've got a message from him that he would like me to wish you all the best for the bootcamp and your participation in iCode. He wishes everyone to become great coders and great future learners and great professionals in the best sense of the word. So all the best from Dr. Ishwaran Iyer, our Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, sir. Sadhvi, can I, our Honorable Vice Chancellor has joined, so can I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to address the entire audience? Sir was late because of an initiative that he was already, scheduled. But I'm so happy that he immediately jumped into this, as soon as that was over. VC sir, over to you, sir. Sir, you're on mute, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Shataya, for having me here. I can see Professor Ramesh. I'm sure he must have spoken. I'll be very brief. I don't want to miss this opportunity of meeting all our students. Heartiest congratulations for organizing this boot camp. While the purpose of coding and this center must have been explained by Professor Ramesh and Dr. Sujay and other people in details, I've always thought of one thing, that what can we do that our students get unlimited learning opportunities. They believe that if we can give them opportunities, they will learn and they will attain highest order of learning outcomes. I think the most limiting factor has been in our teaching learning process is the absence of these opportunities. For example, when you organize this boot camp, I was briefed how you all have been working day and night, what kind of efforts you have put in. So apart from coding and approach to problem solving and the languages you will learn to do the coding, I think this teamwork, this meeting the deadlines and managing any problems which come during the organization are so well learned while organizing the activities that no classroom can teach you this. I think all of you, which I'm told are almost now 1,000 students who have joined this initiative, will be the beneficiaries compared to other students. Straight lecture method, even the lab sessions, the opportunities are limited. But here you can't put a limit on this. particularly whatever you learn other than the course itself is something amazing. I've been sharing with my colleagues for last 1 week. I was reviewing what we've been able to do with our access to LinkedIn modules. That does not deal with only coding or engineering or some specific activities in the videos. We have made it open to all our students. Even though activation rate has to go up, we have activated only about 35 to 40% of the links. But what was heartening to note is that about 7,500 faculty and students who have activated these links, you'll be surprised to know that in last 4 months, they have watched and completed 16,000 videos. Now, I'm sure the 16,000 do not belong to the subjects they logged in for. The opportunity it gives you to explore newer and newer ideas and topics is something what is fascinating. We as teachers have been trying to do it for decades, for years, but in face-to-face kind of approach, we had limitations. This access at the click of button was not there. I think when we gave this free access, and once you're there on LinkedIn, you will not stop with a video of 4 to 5 minutes, and there's a tendency in human beings, when you see something interesting, you keep on exploring. And this extra knowledge cannot be imparted in a structured classroom. So I think there is thought that increasingly as we move forward and define the new normal, we'll have to shift learning to take place outside the classroom in a slightly semi-structured or unstructured manner. I'll say semi-structured because the idea and the outcomes have been defined, and there are multiple paths to achieve those outcomes. So even with semi-structured kind of teaching learning method, we are able to direct students towards the outcomes, but at the same time, the additional learning which they assimilate on the way is something desirable, is something which I've been trying for in the teaching community. At least I have been trying for last 27, 30 years, but we met only with partial success. I would thank, in fact, as I explained in the inaugural session, the seeds of this iCode centers were sown by Mr. Ramesh when we spoke last June. And when I came here, I met Dr. Shujay and Dr. Shraddha. They were almost ready with a plan. And what could be a better idea than something which I have been trying to implement, and I find somebody ready to implement it. And then it so happened all 4 of us came together in one of the platforms, and it was launched. And once it was launched, today you see what it has led to. In such a short span, I think we have completed about 35 days since the time we launched it, 34, 35 days. And you can see the outcome of this. And as we move forward, the scope of learning will only and only increase. I don't see anything which will lead to shrinkage of the number of students or the learning opportunities we'll have. So I think I congratulate, before I thank Dr. Sujay, Dr. Shraddha, and Dr. Ramesh in the midst of us to come up with this idea, make it a reality, which was only a thought, a very vague kind of thought, unclear thought, to give it a real shape. And then today, I feel so happy that it has been up and running, and first big event, major event is being conducted, which will go on for a number of days. I would wish each one of you great learning. I wish that the learning which you're aiming for, actual learning should surpass all that. And believe me, these kind of events have that possibility, unlike a classroom or unlike a defined assignment, which makes it even to strive to achieve even the. So I think that's the beauty of it. Along the way, I would say while you learn, enjoy a lot as you work with your colleagues in the groups. Don't compromise on the enjoyment, because I always say in any university, any institution, learning should be a joyful experience rather than a painful exercise. And once you're able to transit or move towards that direction, I think we will be able to achieve what our policymakers, what our gurus and seniors have been trying to do, rather having craving for. And when I see it happening in real life, what could be giving more pleasure than this? So I'm very happy. I congratulate each one of you and wish you all the best and wish great learning along the way. And thank you so much again for having me here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you so much for that. Learning should be a joyful experience. Absolutely. Thank you so much for saying that. Sadhvi, over to you. You're the host.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Raj sir, for like giving us such a beautiful and informative, and yes, definitely boosting all our confidence a little more higher and telling that we still have a long way to go, and might be like we can make more success and more wonders with iCode. Now we have Shruti here, who's going to give us a brief of the iCode and how basically iCode works and what are the things you can expect from iCode. Over to you, Shruti.
Good evening to one and all present here. I'm really sorry for the delay. I had few network issues. So once again, good evening and a warm welcome to all of you who are here. Personally, I'm so glad to be standing before you as a spark of iCode, as well as the core committee of the marketing and branding team on this special occasion. Introducing myself, this is Shruti Satish Kumar from CSE AI third year. I would like to start off with a small quote by Benjamin Franklin. He says that, "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and I will learn." Well, this gets me so blessed and proud to be a part of iCode because, as the name suggests, it's a center of excellence for coding and computational thinking, which will help me learn with all my involvement in it. It is definitely an effective tech platform for thousands of students out there to procure, enhance, and implement their skills like coding in various languages, developing their area of interest, creative learning, and many more, which would take their careers to the next level from being a neophyte to a pro. For those who don't know what's a neophyte, is a basic learner. So when there is a platform like that, why not? Yes, obviously everybody would love to join that. And a very important aspect of iCode is that it is by the students for the students. I don't think nothing could be more interesting than this. And our main vision is to bring in all the confidence and enthusiasm to compete with future goals and to foster new generation entrepreneurs who shall be the best technocrats. Today, we are here for the inauguration of iCode and its first coding bootcamp in level 1. I wish all the luck to the entire team of iCode as well as my fellow friends who are going to take their first step of learning into iCode. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Shruti, for giving us a beautiful brief on iCode. Now, I would like to call Abhiram. He is a spark of iCode and a member of the Training and Competence Committee as well as the Marketing and Branding Committee. Abhiram, are you there? Okay. So
Yeah,
Abhiram
hello.
will be, yes, sir. Over to you, Abhiram.
Am I audible, Dhabi first?
Yes, you are.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to all the dignitaries and to all of my friends over there. First, I just hope that everyone is safe and sound. And my deepest condolences go to every single person who got affected by COVID. And I hope that we'll all get through soon. Now, I'm here to talk about the L1 of the bootcamp. So I know a lot of people have already seen the poster of it, but I want to share my screen and revisit the poster of the L1. 1 minute. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. As you all know that we have the L1 of the bootcamp, and it's going to start from today. And it is divided into 2 parts. As you can see, we have from day 1 to day 6, and then day 10 to day 14. From day 1 to day 6, we're going to learn a lot of basics of C. We're going to start with C with this L1 actually. So later we decided we'll go for Java as well. But now with C, we're going to learn all the fundamentals of it. We're going to learn looping. We're going to learn functions, arrays, strings, and data structures, trees, and searching and sorting techniques, and hashing as well. And we're in the second part of the L1, we're going to solve problems. real life problems. So the problems are in HackerRank, and we're going to solve in HackerRank as well. So I want to give you a glimpse of the problems we are solving. For example, have you ever heard of this one? Boxes through the holes. Or this problem, utopian tree. So don't worry if it doesn't ring a bell, but all the students out there who are trying to learn more about this, we're going to discuss every single thing in the bootcamp of the L1. So I'm really excited, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am. And this is the first step. So we do have L2 and the others as well. This is a great opportunity. And back to you, Sadhvi.
Thank you so much, Abhiram, for giving us a brief intro about the I-code and giving us a general idea of what exactly is going to happen. Now, I would like to ask Sujay sir to say a few words. Before that, I would like to introduce him. Sujay sir is the president of Inurture, and he has been a constant support for us, always standing by our back and helping us reach so far, and showing us not only allowing us to dream of such bootcamp, but also like telling us you can make it happen right from stage 0 to whatever we have come. Thank you for all your support, sir. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Sadhvi. I don't think I did much. All I did was say, guys, go ahead and do it. And there was a bunch of brilliant students who just made it happen. All I did was just stand. I don't know if I was.
Not many people say that. Not many people say this.
I'd like to say a few things which talks about what the students did. A bunch of students came forward and said, we believe in this idea. And Sadhvi she's a very nice girl, so she says, I did something. I didn't do anything. I think a bunch of students who met me at Jayanagar about a month back. I just told them, would you like to do this? And they said yes, and they kept to their yes. That's the best part of these bunch of students who came forward. And then we formed a group and then said, we'd like to do this. I said, fantastic. And then we created core committees, 5 core committees, and we took nominations. Overwhelming response from all of you. We could not obviously have everybody in the core committee members. So we chose a bunch of students to be part of the committees which will run iCode. And the rest has been history. For the last few days, been able to bring a bootcamp together. You are now going to host a mini ideathon. I'm sorry, guys, if I let the cat out of the basket, but it's all a surprise for you guys. Okay, don't. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said this right now. But, there's going to be a lot of interesting things that they have in pipeline for you. Thank you, Shruti, for bringing in Benjamin Franklin. He's a founding father, an inventor, a philosopher, a lot of things. Also, the person who helped draft the US Constitution. So, a great person, a scientist at heart, and a right person to bring into a coding bootcamp. The coding bootcamp has been designed specifically to help you build your coding skills. And I'm not going to say further on the bootcamp, but I'm going to hand it over back to the host, and she'll take it forward. Take maximum advantage of it. Believe me, there's nothing to be scared of. You guys have taken the smartest step by taking that first step into the coding world. And let us help you. Let this iCode, let the core committee members, let the various committee members help you build your coding, life, your coding journey over the next few months, years, and for lifelong learning. Thank you so much, and God bless all of you. I love the fact that you guys have been part of it and so actively. So, Sadhvi, over to you.
Hello, sir.
Thank you
From
so
when
much,
onwards
sir.
classes will start going, sir? C language, fundamental classes.
It started today.
No, sir. I am asking, sir. But actual classes are going now, sir.
Yeah. In fact, all this is just an introduction. You're going to start classes today itself. Go on, Sadhvi. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving that informative part of introduction. So now we have Dr. Vinay Goyal. He's the academic head IT of Inurture Education. And okay, without telling much, I would like you to hand it over to sir only because I know he has a lot to tell. Over to you, sir.
So you're on mute, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Sadhvi, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sujay, Dr. Shraddha ma'am, and all the faculty members and dear students. It's really a matter of pleasure that today we are starting with our L1 coding boot camp. Without taking, I know that most of the students are very much enthusiastic to learn this coding part. Just wanted to say one thing, that if you really want to learn coding and if you really want to be a problem solver, don't bypass the problem. In this whole boot camp, whether it is L1, L2, L3 or L4, the only one thing you need to learn is don't bypass the problem. Don't try to copy the code. If you don't know anything, please ask your teacher. And before asking your teacher, because problem solving ability only you can grab if you solve it at your own, right? If you start asking anything, like if I'll start solving a problem and immediately if I'm not able to solve it, and immediately if I'll start asking the question, then probably you will not able to make your problem solving ability. So the first part is that don't let anything go, don't bypass anything. And during this whole journey, whether it is L1 bootcamp, L2 bootcamp, L3 bootcamp, a very good faculty member team have designed this all level programs, and more than 100, rather I am saying very less, more than 100 programs you will be exposed to. And I'm sure that if all the students will go through these number of problems, I'm sure that they'll become a good problem solver. One thing. Second thing, without taking much of your time, I'm sure you must have watched the movie Maji the Mountain Man. One dialogue which I always like the most, that is, "Jab tak todenge nahi, chhodenge nahi." Right? With this attitude, with every problem, you have to solve it without bypassing it. This is the only message which I would like to give. And during the whole journey, I'm also going to travel with all of you. All the trainers team is with you. A lot of students will be with you. A lot of problems will be with you. So we all together is going to learn a lot out of this total learning boot camp. It is not L1 to L4. It is a complete learning boot camp wherein you are going to be a very good problem solver. This is the only message. And I wish again everybody congratulations to be the part of this boot camp, and hope that you are going to learn a lot out of this boot camp. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving such a good introduction about the boot camp and telling us how we're going to travel ahead in the future. So now that all the intro is done, I would like to tell everyone that this is the L1 of the boot camp. We'll have 4 more levels, as all the teachers have already told. So we'll have total of 4 levels. The first level is a 6-day program in which we'll be learning with the basics and basics of C and the data structures. So without any further delay, I would like to hand it over to Sujay sir for the further introduction.
Thank you, Sadhvi. I think all the introduction I could say was, you guys did a fantastic job in this, right? And I'd like to officially kickstart the coding bootcamp. I think it's over to Dr. Vinaya. It's over to Anwar.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you so much.
Yes, and best of
sir-
luck. Best of luck to everybody. Best of luck to the students. Anwar is a fantastic resource person and a coder as well as faculty, right? We all like him, and I hope you take as much advantage as possible with him. And I'm sure today is raining where he is, so be a little, understanding if there is a small technical glitch on his side. Anwar, over to you, and God bless. Best of luck.
Thank you so much, sir.
Anwar, you can continue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Just sharing. I'm trying to share the screen. Is this my screen is visible to everyone? Is my screen is visible?
Not
No,
yet.
sir.
Not yet, sir.
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Just a minute. Is it visible?
Yes, Anwar, it is coming up.
No, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Very good evening to one and all. Myself, my name is Anwar Shadek. I am working as a senior lecturer in Inurture from the past 3 years, and right now working for Srinivas University College of Engineering Technologies, which is located at Mangalore. Right, and thanks for everyone to giving this opportunity. And this is today we are going to discuss about some basic language, basics of C language. And even if you do not have any basics idea, no worries, because I'm going to start from the scratch. So as per the plan, we are going to start from the scratch to the advanced level. So that first 3 days will be the basics of C programming language. And I just want to say a few things before start my classes. And the most of the things I observe from the student is, even if I teach 10 programs, for example, if I teach 10 program, my students try to learn those 10 programs. If I ask you to do one more program of their own, they get stuck, because the thing is they absorb only the 10 programs. The thing is, unless we are not try any of our own, it's very difficult to understand, because the programming knowledge, it's about not only the programming language, a logic is very very important. Because if you see the programming language, it's all about syntax. If you see is syntax is different, C++ syntax is different, Java is syntax is different. Even if you want to write any code, any program, you can get syntax. Even if in a web also, that is, getting syntax is not at all a problem, but how you are solving those program is pretty important. It means that how we are going to apply our knowledge. So even programming, to solve a program, you have to think like a mathematics. I'll tell you, probably we have enough 3 more days. I'm going to travel with you. I'll tell you how to create your own logic. That is very very important. So even some of the students, how they are trying is, even if I ask you to do some program, they try to copy from their books or web, they're just putting it the program, just they try to execute the program. If you get the result, they'll be more happy. That's it. Yeah, that even some people, I observed that they try to execute the program. If he sees any, for example, if they try for 10 lines, they may receive 20 errors. They got stuck by looking at the errors. I have 20 errors. They just get bored up and just they lose their interest to solve the program. Okay, the thing is, please observe that if you are able to solve the 15 errors, it means that you are learning those 15 syntax. That is very very important. So my request is, wherever you're having errors, don't skip those errors. That only teach you how to overcome the error. Doing as much error is not a problem. Learn out of it. That is very very important. So my request to all the students is, try the programs of your own as much as possible, right? Even if you take if you, for example, if you take for loop, there are thousands of programs we can solve by using a for loop. Okay, if I don't we don't have to don't have that much time to teach all those steps. The thing is, We show you how to use that loop, like what is the syntax, wherever the loops we can apply, how to apply that. This is what where we can apply, how to apply. This is what we are going to discuss. Rest is yours. You have to try n number of programs. Wherever you have a doubts, wherever you strike, we are here to solve these issues, right? So my kind request to each one of you is, so try to solve the programs of your own. Unless you are not starting write coding of your own, you are not learning anything. Because what I'm teaching, whatever the faculty is going to teach, that may be remember for me another 1 or 2 weeks, or maximum one next month. If you just next month, if you take out the concept, you may not be remember anything. So my request is, try to solve the programs of your own. Okay, unless you solve, you cannot learn anything. See, fine. So today the plan is as per the level 1. This, as I told, we are going to start this very basics of C programming. Okay, and the plan for this today is, first things we are going to talk about the history of the programming language and basic fundamental of C language, like data type, library functions, and different storage classes and operators in different operators in C, and conditional statement and type of conditional statement. Uh, this is my plan. Guys, am I audible?
Hi, Anwar. Hi. Yes, you are audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, Anwar, you're audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Good evening, sir. This is Sadhvi from iCode. Sir, actually, your screen is blinking. You're audible, but the
Sadhvi, do you want to call Anwar, sir? Dear all, let's just give it a minute, please, till Anwar solves this technical issue, please.
Two minutes, we're getting things sorted. Just 2 minutes.
Anwar, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm there, sir. Is my screen is visible, guys?
No, you just try again it, right? Try to share it again, please.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Daniel, can you join the meeting? Guys, just wait for another 2 minutes. Daniel is going to share the screen.
Okay.
Right. Sujit, Ayush, don't be sad. I can see some sad faces coming. Connectivity will be restored very soon. Yes, your smiles are back. And as we are doing so, I thought, I wanted to just share this with you. So many times we have students who are, please share your screen, Daniel. I'm just fitting in so that our students remain happy. So what I was saying is that, so many times we found that students do not register or do not get into a certain trial mode because of lack of knowledge or lack of understanding. Please remember, as very rightly it was pointed out by Anwar, that if you are going to learn from errors, the biggest logic that you're going to assemble in your mind is that problem solving ability, which will help you to do better. So please keep that in mind, including instances like this where, momentary technical glitches will always be there. Back to you, Daniel, and back to you all students.
Yeah, Daniel, you can start.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Daniel, you are audible.
Yeah. Is that my screen visible? Fine.
Yes, Daniel, your screen is also visible.
Thank you. Sir. So this is Daniel, assistant professor from Mukam campus of Inurture. Okay. Thank you for the opportunity given to me due to some technical issue. I hope Anwar sir will join as soon as possible. So to begin with C language, I would like to start with what do you mean by a language, or what do you mean by programming? Right. Language is nothing but a communicable medium that we use to convey our information to the recipient. So here, when we say C language, I think you people have learned about, have basic knowledge about C language. When we classify programming languages, it could be classified into two types: basic language, okay, and we call it a procedural language, okay. So in other words, we can call it as a low level language and high level language. So what do you mean by low level language, and what do you mean by high level language? Generally, we call the low level languages machine instructions, okay. An assembly language, it's said to be a low level language, right? Then what about C? C is called as an intermediate language, or even we can call it as a procedural language, Okay, and we can call it as higher level language. So what is this? What do you mean by this intermediate? What is this higher level language? Okay, so I've been classifying this language into two categories. Why is it so? If a machine cannot understand zeros and ones, then those languages are said to be somewhat on higher level language. So here, let me tell you about this lower level language and higher level language. I have told you about this one. Now, when I get into an history of C, before C could come into existence, what was the language that has been used? Okay, assembly languages or assembly language has been used, and it was being practiced in former systems. So what is the need for C? When numerous applications need to be executed, when our task to be executed or the utilization of computer is more, and when we try to implement more applications, then assembly language couldn't able to make a remark. Make a remark in the sense that we say that if you want to write a program, say quadratic equation, right? I know what do you mean by quadratic equation. Okay, right? You know the formula. If I want to write the same quadratic equation in an assembly language, you will have to write, a lines of code. When we compare, or when I'm going to implement the same, to write a program to solve a quadratic equation problem using C, comparatively, I can write in less number of codes. So this is the advantage, okay, of moving from a basic language to a next level language. I can call it as a next level language, right? So here, when I say about the history of C language, actually, father of programming languages, okay, first of all, we call ALGOL. The base or the father of programming language is ALGOL. What is this ALGOL? Okay. Actually, it was introduced. It was introduced in 1960. Okay. Actually, it was designed by the International Committee of the Association of Computing Machinery. That is ACM, we'll call it as. Okay. So from Carnegie Mellon University. Was done by Alan J. Pearls. So these are all the introduction. So after or from ALGOL, the first, the base programming language, then in 1967, a new computer programming language was introduced called BCPL. BCPL is nothing but basic combined programming language. Okay, it was designed and developed by Martin Richards. So after 1967, as an advancement, okay, due to the necessity of the programming language, okay, or to get into some sophisticated level in programming language, in 1970, another new programming language called B was introduced by Ken Thompson. Okay, so actually it's a variant of BCPL. Right. In 1972, once again, it has been. So let me get into, I don't want to spend more time in this history because our part is that somewhat we have to do, we should be a best coder. Okay, we should achieve a state such that we could able to solve the test cases that is given in HackerRank portal, and then we have to compete with the test cases or with the real-time scenarios, and we should get a good what's that reputation for the course, the boot camp that we are going through now, right? So in 1972, it has been at Bell Laboratories, the advancement or the introduction of C programming language begins. Initially, it was used in operating system. We'll call it as Unix, Unix. And then it's been adapted through various operating systems that you can find, you could find that even nowadays, even you could find in your PC, what you are using, or laptops, all the device drivers programs and the shell programs are written in C. Okay, so it's such a high, remarkable language that everyone has to study or learn. Okay, it is the base for programming, but see, forget here. So now let me start with the C program. Okay. So we have data type and variable. So what do you mean by data type? Right. First of all, if you are going to call a person, say for example, I've been called as Daniel. Okay. If I ask you, what does this Daniel refers to? You'll say that it's a name of a person. So data type defines the identity of a person, of a variable, you could say, or an entity, you could say. So here we are going to study about data type and the variable. So yes, when I call a variable, okay, a variable is nothing but it's a name, okay, that will be present or stored in the memory location. It stores a data. Okay, that data could be of different types that we call, hence we call it as a data type, right? So we have integers, we have float, right? We have string, we have vector. Okay, like that we have got different data types. Okay, right. So there are various rules that need to be followed for defining this variable. First, a variable can be, or it can have alphabets, digits, and underscore. And a variable can start with an alphabet and underscore. Okay, it can start with it can't be start with the digit. So we'll be working with another platform, okay, in which we can I may use CodeLab, and then Inurture may use Ripple, okay, in order to go with the active or live demonstration. So here, no white space should be allowed within the variable name. Next one, a variable name must not be a reserved keyword, or it should not have a reserved keyword. For example, what are those reserved keywords? I hope you have studied the C. You have basic knowledge about C, in which the variables, are identified. I mean, the data type you might have studied: integer, float, string. Okay, those keywords cannot be used as a variable name because it's already predefined. Okay, likewise we have functions. Okay, for example, printf. Okay, it's nothing but the predefined function that is being enclosed under the header file called as standard input output.h, that is stdio.h. Okay, so these words are said to be the keywords. In other words, we can call it as reserved words too. Those words cannot be used as a variable name. So here, these are the data types that you can find in C. When we classify these data types can be classified into three types. It's called as primary data type. Second one is user-defined data type. And the third one is derived data type. So what is this primary data type? Okay. So when we study about this primary data type, it can be classified, okay, into signed and unsigned. Okay, that is, we have character. That character could be assigned, okay, and unsigned. Next, we have got float. Float could be classified further as float, double, long double. Each and every classification has got a wide range of values. That is the range of values. It starts with the range and it ends with the range. That I'll discuss, okay, in the further slides. Next, we have got integer. So in integer data type, okay, it can be classified as integer, long integer, unsigned long integer, long int, and then unsigned long, and then short integer, unsigned short integer. Then we have another primary data type called as void. So void we call it as null. So we will study in detail about this void when we study about the function. Okay. So usually we declare as void main, and then it tells something about return type that we are going to study further in the functions part. Right. Next one, user defined data type. When I say user defined data type, okay, so the user can customize to this data type. Okay. We have got two types of data type. One is enumerated data type. It is called as, abbreviated as enum. Then we have got type definition data type. Okay, type def. So each and every data type here, it got its own significance. We will look at the examples for it. Okay. Next one, derived data type. In derived data type, it can be classified as pointers, arrays, structures, and union. Okay. So when I call this derived data type, these data types forms the basic building blocks of the C programming language, or any programming language that you are going to study further, in which you will study all these, data types. For example, you will have, in Java, you may not study structures and the union, but the pointers here and the arrays you will study, or you will be studying throughout the programming languages what you are going to study in future. Okay, right? So we'll call it as we will call this as a derived data type. So we will be studying about the significance of each data type with an example program, okay, in future. Next, I told you about the different types of data type. Each data type has got, it's been allocated with the size, or it has got its own size. Okay. For character, you'll have 1 byte. That is 1 byte. 1 refers to the bytes of memory that will be allocated when we declare this data type. Okay. So for unsigned character, again 1 byte. And then for short or int, okay, you'll have 2 bytes. An unsigned integer, okay, you'll have another 2 bytes. When you declare as long, it's 4. And unsigned long is another 4. And float also 4 bytes. And then double 8 bytes, long double 10 bytes. Okay. So here, when we define these data types, they are identified in the program by using this control string. So this is what we call control string. The control strings are identified with this, you can call, percentage or modulo. Okay, we'll call this number with the word that is here with the suffix of this word. Okay, character in the sense percentage C, and then unsigned also it's percentage or modulo C, what we'd say. Okay, so why they both since both the data types allocate the same amount of memory, okay, it's been identified with the same set of control string. Okay, similar control string we'll say. Right. So here percentage I or D for integer, and then for unsigned int it is U, and then so here you could find for long, LD refers to the long double. Okay, and then you percentage LU refers to the LU refers to the long unsigned, and then F for float, and it could be F or it could be G. Okay, both are accepted. Next one, double, it could be 8, and you could find that it is represented as LF. Okay, and then even long double, it's also been represented as LF. Okay. So these are the control strings that we could find in the data type. So here there are reserved keywords. Additionally, if you've got reserved keywords that we could find, there are 32 keywords that you can find in C language. Okay, they are auto, constant, break, continue. You could find the list. Okay? So even you could find some of these keywords are found as they are said to be as storage classes, auto, extend. Okay, so we have a different set of another topics that we will be studying later, right? So here,
Excuse me,
these
sir.
are the third. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. Sorry to interrupt you, but sir, could you just go on for the full screen vision, because I guess not many are able to, because many have logged in through their phones, so they are not. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Visible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So these are the 32 keywords that you find in C language. Okay. So let me just, I couldn't able to navigate. That's the problem. Can say. So we've got other set of functions in C. So we have studied about, we had a glance on data type, variable, and then keywords. Now about library functions. So what do you mean by library functions? Okay, or what do you mean by function? So function is nothing but a collection of statements that perform a certain task. Okay. Every C program or each C program will have at least one function. Without function, you can't execute a program. Okay. So there are two types of function that you can find in C program. One is library function, and the second one is user-defined function. Okay. So what is this library functions? See, before you could write the content or the routine in your program, you will specify when you classify a C program. First of all, you'll have a header file, and then followed by a main function declaration in which you will have a data type declaration, and then we'll go for manipulations. Okay. Or iterations, you could say, that you write the logic in between, and then you will close or end the program sometimes with the return type. I'll tell you what I mean by return type. Okay, if not, you just close the braces and you'll end the program. Right. So here, when I say library functions, they are actually a predefined function that you could find. Right. We find that scanf, printf, get, puts. Again, these are some of the library functions that you could find or that are predefined in C. They are identified or they are placed under a header or header file. So first of all, you will declare as hash include std io.h. It defines that hash includes standard input output.h. That is, you are going to enable those library functions by declaring the header file, right? So unless or until you define the header file, you can't even compile the program or the keywords or the words, that is the function scanf, printf, gets, put, whatever you put, that is scanf. Okay, these functions will not be considered by the compiler. You can't execute the program. Okay. Right. Next one, user-defined function. So what is this user-defined function? We already have library function. What is the need for a user-defined function? Actually, user-defined functions are created by the programmer. Okay. So he can customize the program by creating the functions. The need for this customization is that, for example, if two persons are going to write a C program, okay, if I ask them to write, to manipulate or to find out a task, for example, arithmetic operations, okay, if I ask those two persons to write the code for this to manipulate or to perform arithmetic operation, each one will have, or they will have their unique set of coding methodology. I may write in 10 lines. The other person would complete in 15 lines. And sometimes, another person can complete less than that of both of us. So the way in which we write, it's the or it gives or it determines an optimized programmer, or the way in which the program execute, okay, will tells you how good the programmer is. Okay, for example, when I define user functions, or when I define my own function, I will reduce the complexity of the program. Okay, that is the time taken to execute my program. The utilization of space or the memory for the specific program to get executed, okay, will be limited if I customize the function or if I create my own function. According to the programming need, okay, I can define my own function in order to make or improve the efficiency of the program. Okay. We'll discuss about that one also. Okay, when we study about the time complexity and space complexity. Okay, so here you can find these are all the examples that you can find. So if you say string.h is nothing but the header file in which you can find out string copy, string length, the string compare, string reverse. Okay, these are all the functions that are present under this header file, right? Like in stdio.h, and then we have, if you use math function, okay, the power, squared, and logarithmic functions could be imported by using this header file. Okay, right? So these are all the various types of functions that you can find in C. Next, operators in C. What do you mean by operators? Okay, there are various types of operators that are present in C. You are going to study about this. What do you mean by operator? Okay, an operator is used to perform some calculations or manipulations. There are various types of operators that you can find, and it's been listed over here also. First of all, okay, arithmetic operators. What is this arithmetic operator? See, arithmetic operations you might have studied in our early studies, right? So we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division.
Daniel, if you're speaking on mute.
Yeah. No, sir. Actually, sir told to go for this one. That's what hacker rank. Let me get into that one. Shall I proceed with that one?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Is that my screen visible? Yes. I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you are, sir.
So here, this is where the HackerRank profile. This is my HackerRank profile that I have been created. Okay. So how many of you have account on the HackerRank? How many of you have profile? Yes. Yes, guys. So here, first of all, we have to create a profile in HackerRank. Okay, as Professor Ramesh told you about what do you mean by HackerRank and what are the steps that we need to do over here. So you can get into this one. HackerRank profile creation, and then once you have created profile, you could find these are all the tabs that you can find here. So it's where you can get into. This is the dashboard that you can find in which
Your screen is not
Sorry
visible,
to
sir.
interrupt you, sir, but the screen is not visible. Sir, I think you're not sharing the screen.
Yeah, no, it's being shared. I think something. Yeah, is that visible?
Not yet, sir. Yes, sir, now it's visible.
Yeah. I think connections worked. I couldn't able to write. Fine. So this is the HackerRank, a page that you can find. I hope the basic what is it, profile creation. It's similar that we can how we used to create our email IDs. Okay. So here you could find once you log in, you could find these are all the tabs that you can find it out, the task that we can find it out here. So we can go for a practice session in which you could have, it will lead to you to the dashboard, okay, where you have all this, stuffs, okay, in which you are going to practice. So you'll have what are all the skills that are available for practice. So if you are going to focus on algorithms, data structures, and then other stuff, C, C++, Java, whatever it may be, you can get into, right? So here, suppose if you are going to practice for C, you can get into here and you can find a list of tasks will be given over here. You will call it as challenge, you will call it as challenge that you can find over here, right? So you can select the task what we have. Say for example, right? These tasks are provided with test cases. So I have taken this one. I have done this one, right? I'll show you what all or how to proceed with the HackerRank scenarios. So here you'll be finding out the problem. That is the objective will be given here. Okay. So in that objective, you could find what we're supposed to do and what is the particular problem tells you about it. Okay. Say for example, here it says that the fundamental data types in CR. So it gives an introduction about the objective. That is objective of the problem. Okay. So here it also tells you about the syntax. What are the syntax and how it should be represented. Right. So here, once you find out or after reading this objective, okay, you will get into, the task. Before a task could be assigned, you could find, right, to input two integers separated by a space on a single line. The command is scanf. It has to be used like that. Okay, this is the key point that has been given out here. For all the problems, you will get a key like this. Okay, or it is nothing but the hint that they will give you how to present or how to approach your problem. Right. Next. This is the task that we need to do. So what is the task here? So here task is that to take two numbers of int data type and 2 numbers of float data type as input and output their sum. Okay, so I hope you can understand the question. 2 numbers for integer data type and 2 numbers for float data type should be taken as an input and their output should be printed. See, if this is the task, if you are going to write a program, if I ask you to write the program of your own, each one will have their own procedure, to write the program. Okay, so they will have their own method, and as I told you, right, I can complete in 5 lines. I can, 10 lines. I can complete in 20 lines, and it depends. Okay, it depends upon the person. Okay, so here, what is the main objective? With the task, they have provided with some constraints. Okay, the constraint here is that first constraint, we should declare 4 variables. So 4 variable in the sense 2 for integer and 2 for float. And next, we should have treat 2 lines of input from standard input. Okay, so it is nothing but the format that has been given according to the sequence given in the input format. What is the input format? Here is the input format. Okay, as I told you, this is the input format that has been given. Okay, so in this form only it has to be given, right? So even they have declared, the variable here, right? N and M are the 2 integers, right? So we have to go with the constraint that has been given here in order to pass the test cases provided here. If you write in our own way, then definitely, even though if you get the output, your test case gets failed, right? So companies expect that they don't expect a programmer, but they want an efficient programmer. Okay, so in order to calibrate our performance, okay, we need to follow the constraint that has been given over here, so that we will be a disciplined programmer. Okay, right. So here there are 2 operators. Okay, plus and the minus. Okay, addition and subtraction, plus and minus operator to perform this operation. So what is the task that we are going to do? We need to perform, not only summing of data, that is sum as well as the difference we are going to do, right? So here, that's what has been given. Once we are done with the part, we're going to print the sum and the difference of the 2 integer variable on a new line, as well as we are going to print the sum and the difference of the 2 float variable, okay, where its decimal places is rounded to 1 decimal place, okay, in the new line. This is the task, right? So here the input format has been given. In the first line, it has to be that 2 integers, and the second line, it has to be 2 floating point numbers. Okay, so the constraint is given over here. Okay, what is the constraint? Okay, it's 1 lesser than or equal to, okay, integer variable, that is, and then lesser than or equal to 10 power 4. Okay, right. Let me, and likewise for float variable also, this is the constraint that has been given. Now they have given you the input, they have given you the method or the approach that we need to follow, and then they have given you the output format also. So how the output should be? So this is the input. Okay. So what is the output that they have given? Print the sum and the difference of both integers separated by a space on the first line. Okay, space. So 10, after 10 there is a space, okay, on the first line, and the sum and the difference of both the integer as well as the float. So it has been scaled as I given here in the mentioned in the question itself, 1 decimal place. So it's been given as 1 decimal place. Okay, right. So here you could find the sample input and the sample output. It has been given over here. So here, let me take the explanation part. So what we are going to do, according to the scenario, we are going to do is that consider these are the input values. So sample input has been given over here. So I take the same input, right? When we take this 10 and 4, okay, you should get 14, right? As well as in the second part, right? I mean, in the new line, it should be, right? When we take the floating point value, it should be 6, right? So that is the output that's been given over here. Likewise, when you subtract, right? We should do not only, addition, but also we should go for the subtraction. Okay. So when you subtract, you'll get 6, and here you could find the subtraction value. So here you could find both, that is 10 plus 4, 14. Okay. And then 10, minus 4, that you'll get 6. Likewise for the floating point values. So this is the objective, or this is how the output should be. So we need to perform addition and subtraction for both integer values as well as for the floating values. So how to do this one? So if you scroll down here, they will give a pseudocode, right? So they'll give a pseudocode, or they'll give a part itself. Say for example, we can have. So this is the next program what I have done for generation of pattern. So here we have got, so header file that has been given over here. Let me take challenge here. Right. Before getting into that, let me show you what are the answers that has been submitted over here. Okay, if it is submitted, or when you submit this one, it will say that whether it has been accepted. If it is wrong answer, will get the results like that. Let me show this like. Okay, it's what I've done for the next one. Let me run the problem also, and I'll show you the test case. I have executed and done. I've got this one. What I did execute just a couple of hours before. Just I have done, I didn't do anything here now. Okay, I'll give some. Okay, just to show you, okay, what will happen, or what are all the how our code is getting manipulated. I don't have anything. The compiler status says that, okay, it's error. So even when you write the program or a code, if it's satisfied, so what are the test cases that has been given over here? I have shown you that this is nothing but the test cases, the task that they have given. Okay, so these test cases should be executed. Okay, and it should be written, the program should be written in such a way that each and every test case gets passed. Only if you get passed with all the test cases, then you will get the credit over there, right? So let me show you an example. So see, you could find my program gets executed. Okay, right. So let me show you with the program now. This is the program that we have taken. Right. So what we are going to do, as per the scenario given over there, okay, we are going to, add two numbers. I just changed the variable name and then I have executed. Okay, right. Instead of m and n, I have used, ij and fj because usually we used to declare with I and this one. No, that's what I have done like that. You can change that one also, no issues. Right. So here, what is the thing is that two variables with a data type and two variables with a data type. So as per the question that has been given, okay, the format in the input statement, what is given over there is that input format you can find, right? So two input, okay, and the address of the variable it has been given over here. So here, when you present this one, so I have taken, so I have given the input. Okay, so there are four variables. Two variables represent the integer, and then two variables represent, the floating. Just what I do, just add. So we could find that in the printf statement, I have used the same decimal variable, and I have used /n. /n represent new line. Okay, new line tells you that the next set of values, floating point values, should be presented over there in okay. So this is the iteration part. So I plus j, that is m plus n. The same thing what has been given over here. And then I have added the integer values. Okay, and I have subtracted the two variable. Likewise for the floating point, okay, the two variables what I have used, I have added and I have subtracted. Okay, everything has been done in the two lines itself. I did use a separate, even I can use a, we'll call it as, a global declaration. Okay, this is called a global declaration. I hope since you have studied the theory part, almost you have covered everything. I am just, getting into the coding part right now. Right. So I have given int main. Okay. When I give an integer as main, okay, when I declare like that, I should have a return type. I should specify the return type. Return type is always 0. Okay. Now I just submit the code. Okay. When I run the code, okay, it will show that all the test cases has been passed. Only if the test cases are getting passed, okay, you will earn the credits. So here, that's been given. Okay, this is what. So first test case number 1 tells you it's been logged over here. Okay, then test case that we can't able to see, but you can write test case 3. It goes this way. So when I say, this is the input and this is the output. So if your test case gets passed, you can say that you will receive an notification like that, and you can go for the next set of challenges. So this is a basic execution programming in C language. Just a minute. So this is how execute test cases, in HackerRank. Got it? Yes, guys.
Daniel, I think you can explain what are the various test cases and what are the various part of this program and how to go with the HackerRank.
Okay.
Because we are getting query onto the chat that students are not able to understand various test cases. So you start with very simple. I think one can explain you, and later on will be handed over to other trainers.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine. So here you could find that see now the first sample test case. Okay, it got success. Okay, so that's what means. I could find a message that you need to run. Okay, on execution only you'll get this one, right? So here, when you compile, if there is an error, immediately you could find that you will be, your errors will be popped up. This you can't even compile the program, right? So you'll say that you'll get as wrong answer. Okay. So initial test cases.
Sir, could you please repeat that again, sir? I don't understand.
Daniel sir. Hello. Daniel sir, are you there? Hello. Daniel sir. Okay, let me just give me a call. Give me 1 minute, guys.
Okay, sir.
Guys, we have with us Mr. Pramod Kumar Gupta, who will tell you that how to create. Now, this was the basic C, that how we'll go with it, and how the program, how you are going to run the program into HackerRank. Now, the Pramod sir will tell you that how you can open your HackerRank profile, what are the various artifacts of HackerRank we are having, and how you can solve the basic problems onto the HackerRank. Pramod sir, over to you. Pramod sir, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. And good evening to everyone. I hope I am audible to everyone.
Yes, you are audible,
Yes.
Pramod.
Yes, sir. Yes. So, first of all, let's understand the importance of HackerRank and why it is used actually. Generally, whenever we are doing programming, when we are writing in our, editor, then on that time, that editor does not check the realistic scenarios. Let me give you the example of realistic scenario. For example, you are writing a code that enter your age, and that person is entering age. But what is the range of the age of that person? Whether that is 1000, because 1000 is not the age of the person. So my program should not allow, according to the industry requirement, my program does not allow that the age can be, greater than 100 or like this, Suppose somebody is, like LIC is designing a software. So LIC is not doing any, I can give you another realistic example. COVID website, over the COVID website, if your age is below 45 and you are trying to get the vaccine searching the vaccine for 45, it is giving you an error message, or it is giving you a message. How you can generate that message? It means that we are just checking all these things at the back end, and these things are called test. So these test cases, let us understand the scenario. Suppose I am a customer and you are a developer. So customer is using English language to tell you what is the requirement, and you are a technical person. And if you are a technical person, so you will fulfill my requirement. What type of these requirement? These requirement is called business logic. What type of business logic we are feeling in the real life? One business logic, whenever you are putting wrong password 3 times for your ATM, it will block. That is one logic. Second thing is that you can withdraw only 25,000 or 40,000, varying according to the bank. That is again another business logic. So these type of things will be handled in the test cases, because in normal programming, we are not checking all these things. Even if I can give you one another worst example, I hope that students can also unmute themselves if I'm asking a question. Hello, Vinay sir. Hello, Vinay sir. Okay. So I'm just asking a question. You can also write in the chat box. I am writing my code. Okay. In that code, my number is there. Just a minute. Hello. Yes, sir. I'm just, you can write. I hope you are allowed to write in the chat. Okay. So, suppose, just a minute, somebody opened their mic. I hope this may be the reason. Yeah. So, suppose I am taking 3 different variables in my coding, and this is one is age, another is the name of the person, and the third one is the mobile number of the person. So which data type you are going to choose, whether you are going to take integer, whether you are going to take string, whether you are going to take it as a number, or you can say float. This is again the important decision. Generally, we are doing it as yes, yes. I'm just seeing the answer. Tell me which data type I can take for a mobile number. Yeah, int. Very good, very good, very good. Wow, wow, wow! What a nice answer. But nice means I'm praising you because you are giving me the answer. But let me tell you what is an integer. Okay, what is an integer? Integer and float is, or you can say double. Double is double floating point. So integer and float are the number where you can perform arithmetic operations. Arithmetic operations means plus, minus, multiply, divide, and modulus. Okay, modulus is not performed on float. It is only performed on int in C and C++. So if I am taking my mobile number as an integer, please listen carefully. Choosing the data type is also very, very important, and this is the basic code. If I am taking my mobile number as an integer, let me think, let us think that what type of operations we are going to do over the data. Suppose if we are taking age as an integer, so we can say that my age is double, then your father age is double than your age, or after 3 years your age will become 1.5 times than your age. This type of example you can give. It means that there is something addition, there is something multiplication, there is something subtraction, that your brother age is 3 year, your brother is 3 year younger, means you are just doing subtraction between these two values. But did you listen that my mobile number plus my father mobile number is equal to someone else mobile number? You did not listen. It means that plus, minus, multiply, divide cannot performed over mobile number. It is also not performed over car number. It is also not performed over pin number, pin number like pin code. Yes. So if these operations are not performed, then what type of operations will be performed? That will be, if you are calling to someone outside the India, then they are adding +91 before your mobile number. And this +91 is not the addition. This is concatenation. You are writing some character before that another character. Let me give you another example. Okay. I am writing my mobile number. This is, 97 blah, 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 whatever. this is not my mobile number, okay? So please don't call over this number. I'm just writing a number, taking an example. So how we can, tell that what is my number? I can use that 9799909656. It means that I'm not using the word that this is lakh or this is crore. It means this is, I am using in character by character. I am reading each and every character. So these are the sequence of the characters. And if it is a sequence of the character, so it is called a string. And I am doing a mistake in my code. I am taking integer and my test case will fail because I will perform +91 before that string, and it is called concatenation. I hope you understand what I am saying. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and tell you that how to how we can open our HackerRank account. And this is very, very important. I hope you understand the importance, that what is the importance, because our intention is only to get the output. We are not checking the other conditions. Our intention is like to provide this medicine, like this only medicine. What are the result of this? We are not seeing that. That is the reason to matching the industry requirement. These type of platforms are very, very popular. Okay, so let me share my screen. If it is visible, then you can tell me. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, everybody know that how can we open the HackerRank? First of all, you can search with the help of Google if you don't know the name of this platform. So HackerRank, this is a login and start coding. So you can go here. Language is not a bar, actually the logic. So there are two. You can sign up and you can log in. Okay. So if you are going to sign up, you have to give the detail. Suppose I'm writing my detail. Pramod Kumar Gupta. I hope it is visible to everyone. Then initially when I'm doing registration, I'm just registering with this. Then I'm using my mail ID, suppose pramod.gupta@purnima.edu.in, and I'm giving my password. Okay, it is hidden. And I'm just clicking over creating an account. Okay, so the way is same. Okay, they are asking about, they are going to guide us personally. So they are just asking that whether I am going to prepare for my job interview, or I am going to compete with others. So I can tell them that yes, and I am a student. You can write a student or you can write working professional. You can select it. I hope it is clear to everyone because everybody from IT background. Yeah, I'm coming over that day intent. Yes, definitely. Don't worry. I'm with you. Okay. So right now focus here that I will graduate in, we can write our passing year. Okay. So for example, if I'm BTech third year, so I will pass in 2022. If I'm BTech, second year, I will pass in 2023. So I can select it. Okay. And then let's go to see this. It is very easy, 3 to 4 steps to create your HackerRank account. That is showing my, name here and each and everything, practice, certifications, career fair, each and everything. Where we are moving, why we are here, see, come down and it is showing that skill available for practice. Is it visible? Skill available for practice. And you can choose a language where you want to do the practice. So algorithm, again, concept, at least we can use a language. Data structure, again, you are going to implement data structure concept, then you can use a language. So instead of moving that algorithm and data structure first, we can move over a language first. So I can choose, suppose C language. I'm just clicking over C language. So it is giving me some challenges, and on the basis of these challenges, my rating will increase. See, my rank is something 4 like, and my points are 0. So it is giving me the challenges initially from point to point, from first point. So the first code is hello world, we have to print it. So initially the test cases will less. When we are moving ahead, the test cases level will be higher. There are two types of test cases. One is visible, another will be hidden. There are some hidden test cases. Okay. So The test case is like this value must be in between these two things, and that must be a character, that must be an integer. These type of values will be there. So I hope it is clear to everyone. There are so many challenges. So initially they think that you are very new. So they are just giving you to print hello world in C. So whenever I am clicking here to solve the challenge, they need that I can write logic. So what is the way of, they are giving the objective, then they are giving the task, that our task is, and highlighted that we have to print hello world. So they are giving the example that suppose the string is life is beautiful, so we have to print hello world and life is beautiful. Now function description, they are giving, means you can start from 0. So they are giving the basic description here that the main function is here, we have to print two string here. The two string is, hello, kindly unmute yourself if it is not required. They are giving the input format. It means that we have to give a text or a string, one line string, and we have to give them this output. Okay, so suppose I am providing input welcome to C programming, then I have to print hello world welcome to C programming in the next line. Okay, please notice it is in the next line. So it means we have to use backslash n also, and then they will give you this window where all the files are by default added by them. We have to enter our code here, means we cannot disturb this above code and we cannot disturb this below code. Okay, we have to write our code here. This is the place. So this is the string which they are already provided. Scanf why it is written there. They are saying that the first string they are provided, we have to, and they are storing that string in S. Now we have to print this S value with the message hello world and welcome to programming. So suppose welcome to programming is stored in this S variable, and we have to print hello world and welcome to programming. Okay, so they want to check that whether the input and output is predefined, then are we able to write our code or not. I hope it is clear to everyone. If it is clear, then you can write your message in the chat box. If any query you can write. Yes, you can use your personal mail. Yes, definitely you can use it. You can use any ID. It is not compulsory that you can use official ID. You can use your personal ID also. Okay, it is allowed, but you have to mention this. Understand? You have to mention this. Your tutor will require it, so you have to somewhere mention it that you are having your HackerRank account with this mail ID. Okay, this mail ID is used there. So suppose your tutor or your faculty members require this information, then you can provide this. Okay. And what is our target? They are also giving us a star here. Our rating will be higher. Our rating will be increased, and they are going to provide badges. Badges means our level. They are going to define our level. So we have to increase our level. Okay, means we have to. Hello, there is a disturbance. Let me see why it is. Just a minute. Yeah. Hello. So I hope it is clear. So you can write whatever you want to understand. You can write everything in the chat box. So this platform, can you please write you are from which class? Means you are in first year, second year, BCA, BTech, because right now I don't know about it. So I can start from that point. Yeah. Let me see. First year, BTech. Okay, okay. Second year, second semester, BTech. Okay. Okay, great. It means that you are new for this C. This is the beginning. So we will start with the beginning. Okay. Already you completed that. Your first year means your first year is completed. You are in second semester. Okay, okay. Means second semester examinations are remaining. Okay. So you are having a little bit idea about the C, but you don't know about this competitive C. Fourth semester, no, don't worry, don't worry. We will cover up each and every level. Okay, you are beginner. So can we start with the beginner level? Because I am creating some questions which will be in the examination means in the corporate examinations, and you will enjoy those questions also. So, okay. So let us move towards that question. Yeah. Because with parallel with that PPT, we will also cover the concept behind that. Okay. So these are designed on the basis of the beginners. Is it visible? Hello? The slide is visible to all of you? Yes. Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you very much. A very nice audience. Yeah. So the ABC of C language. Okay. Right now, no. This is very, very important. What is a variable? No, it is not compulsory that you can use university mail ID, but if you want to use it, if you want to continue with that Hacker Rank account for your future, because nowadays, even if you are experienced person, after that, the company is asking about problem solving. It is not compulsory, but which mail ID is used there, you can tell to your tutor. So you can use it because for the next 3 years you will be there. So you can also use your university ID, and as well as you can use your personal mail ID. There is no any compulsion from Hacker Rank side. Okay. So variable store the value of data. Okay. Very good. Very good. Anything else? Okay. 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 Just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah. Sorry for that. Yes. Yes, sir. Participants. Just a minute. Let me. Now I can do that. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Just a minute. Let me. I hope my slide is not visible to all of you. Is it not visible?
No,
You can
sir,
write
it's
it.
not.
Okay, it's not. Okay, okay. Just a minute. Let me show you the. Now is it visible? Okay. Hello. Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes, Pramod.
Yes,
Okay.
Screen is
Okay.
visible and audible also.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, what is a variable? So generally, first understand that this is C language. This is not mathematics. Okay. This is not only mathematics. So we cannot use the word a value which can vary. A value which will vary is a variable. No. In C language, what happened? This is our memory, and which memory? Our RAM. Okay. RAM means temporary memory. RAM means volatile memory. RAM means important memory. Whenever whatever you are doing, everything is going inside the RAM. So whenever we are creating our variables, then it means that we are going to occupy or reserve the space in RAM. And suppose I am writing int a. So this a is the name of this place only on that particular time till my program is running. So this is the name of this place, and this is the rule which will be applied here. Like my name is Pramod, and this int, so this a is like Pramod and this int is like Gupta. Okay. So a is the name which can be anything, but this is the rule. So, generally if somebody is having Sharma, somebody is having Gupta, somebody is having Bansal, somebody is having Arora. So these are the rules. Generally we are saying that, if somebody is having surname Sharma, that by default that person is vegetarian, we are thinking about that person is doing worship. So these are the rules. Same way as int is here. So this is the rule which is applicable over here. Okay. So now A is the name of this location and the integer rule will be applied here. What are the integer rule? If I am going to store 4.5 in A, then it will truncate after decimal point and this part will be removed and only 4 will be stored in A. This is one of the rule. Another rule is for range, that till that value only the data will be there. This is the range rule. Okay. Hello, am I audible? Somebody is saying I am not audible.
Yes, Pramod, you are audible. Properly
Okay, okay. Yeah. So this is the rule. So whenever I am creating a variable, it means I am occupying a space. Space means I am occupying a memory. So the name of a memory is called a variable. Another definition which you can give, because reason is that whatever you are going to read from the book, you are not going to write the same. If you are going to write the same, it means that our understanding is missing. Our understanding is to represent those thoughts in our own words. Okay. So a name of a memory is called variable. A named memory is called variable, or reserve space to store something is called variable in RAM. Okay, here we are talking about RAM. So in C, in C++, and in DSA, generally we are working over the RAM. Whenever we are going over the advanced concept like file handling, then only we are going into ROM, which is permanent memory. Okay. So these contents will be in the RAM, means after that, whenever you are running the same code, this data will not stored in your permanent memory. Okay. So this one question was asked in one of the interview, that what is the difference between DSA and DBMS? So the single one line, whenever they are asking about interview questions, then we have to give them one line or two line answer. Okay, we are not using more than that. So the answer is DSA was working over RAM and database was working for ROM. You know, one is working over permanent, another is working over till RAM. Okay, so the name of a memory location is called variable. Okay, another name of variable is called container. It is a container. It is an empty. You can store some value here. Like your lunchbox is a container. Your mama can put paratha, or your mama can put your breakfast inside that. So you are eating or your breakfast. You are not eating your lunchbox. Same way, we are using this value. We are not using A. Okay. Now there is another concept. That concept is called L value and R value concept. Very, very important concept. L value and R value. L means left hand side value. R means, right hand side value. Okay. So what is L value? L value is always a container. L value is always a storage. L value is always a variable. Now question is that what is R value? R value is a value, or you can say constant. Okay, R value is a constant. Let me give you an example. Suppose I am writing int A, okay, because comma B, comma C, comma D. It means I am creating 4 variables. And if I am writing A equal to 5 and semicolon, then this A means container, reserve space in the RAM, and this is a constant value. So this constant value will move into this reserve space. Okay. And if I am giving B equal to A after this statement, then this B is at L value side, means it is the container. It is that variable in the memory which is having name B. And right hand side, I am using A, but right hand side is saying it is using its value. So what is the value of A? Which is 5. So this statement after compilation will be converted into B equal to the value of A, which is 5. So what happened after this statement? 5 will store in B. Now let me tell you another thing. Suppose A, B, C, D 4 variables are here, and if I am writing A equal to B equal to C equal to 5. So compiler will break this statement. First, it will solve C equal to 5. So it will store 5 into C variable. Then it will use this statement, B equal to C. So this C will be replaced with its value, which is 5, and 5 will stored in B. And after that, this will solve A equal to B. So B is R value, so it is using its value, which is 5, and A is L value, so it is using a variable container. So again, 5 will stored in A. I hope it is clear to everyone. But if I am writing my code in that way, that A equal to B equal to 5 equal to C, then what compiler will see? Compiler will see this as L value, this as R value. Because I am not storing right now, so obviously by default garbage value will be there. But 5 cannot be a container. 5 is a constant. So my compiler will give me error, and that error will be L value missing. I hope that you see this error most of the time. L value missing. So what is the meaning of this L value missing? That your left hand side is not a container. Is it clear? The concept is clear to everyone? The variable, L value and R value. Okay, great. Very good. Thank you very much. So let me clear all these things. Yeah. Next, constants are also stored in the reserve space. So what is the meaning of constant? Constant means I'm writing const is a keyword. So I'm using all the keywords are in a small case. So I'm using const and A equal to 5. So all the rules, A is the name of the variable, 5 is a value stored, int is one rule, const is another rule over int. And what is that rule? That rule is saying one time you can assign this value, but you are not going to change this value. This is const. Okay, so constant is again the type of variable. So constants are also stored in the reserve space. Okay, that is another constant over there. I hope that you listen about it, that we are Chauhan from this place, we are from Mewar, so we are using this rule. So this is another extra rule, like Jain, and there are Shwetambar as well as Digambar. So there is extra rule. They are all following all the Jain rules, but they are also following some Digambar and Shwetambar rules. So the same way, the constant is there. Okay. So constant means their value is not going to change during the program execution. But please listen carefully. If initially in first class, if we are understanding 2 minus 1 in your first class, your teacher told you first class means class first. Okay, I'm not saying first year. Class first, your teacher told you that how to subtract 2 from 5 means 5 minus 2. But in that class they did not teach that 2 minus 5. Why? Because that was not the right class. So as we are using a word that we are not going to change the constant value during the program execution, but this is true only till that lecture. In the next lecture we will change this. Okay, we can change it using pointer, which is called indirect access. Okay, next. No, C allowed to decide how much memory. So this is depending on the compiler to compiler. Most of the time this question was asked, that what is the size of an integer. How we can measure the size? We can measure the size using an operator, and there is a very special operator in C and C++. Why this is special? Because it is written like a function, but this is an operator, that is size of, and in the parenthesis we are passing either the name of the variable, either a constant, either the data type. Okay, means I can write int here, I can write a here, I can write 5 here. So 5 is a constant, I can write here, yes. I can write variable name, yes. I can write data type, yes, I can write. Okay, so I can write everything here. So what is the size of the int? That is the most important question. So the size of the int is depending on the memory management technique. And the memory manager is our operating system. So the right answer is, this is depending on the operating system. Okay. So the different type of operating system are assigning different type of size. For example, if my operating system is 64-bit, and 32-bit. Okay, this is a small assignment for you, that what is the difference between 64-bit operating system and 32-bit operating system. Okay, you can go through, you can Google it. Don't do right now. Please don't do right now. Write down it in your notebook, that what is the difference between 32-bit and 64-bit, because whenever you are going inside the window, then the window 10 will be same. But this is 32-bit or this is 64-bit, that makes the difference. Okay, so what is the difference? So this is my assignment to all of you. Okay, that what is the difference between these. So first, operating system is going to assign this, but there is a manipulation as you are listening, that that the leaders are taking money and they are using it for them. So the same thing, the compiler is creating some problem. What is the compiler? It is manipulating the things. What is that manipulation? If my compiler is 32-bit, it is showing me integer as 32-bit. If my compiler is 64-bit, it is showing me as integer 64-bit. If my compiler is 16-bit compiler like Turbo, it is showing me, it is showing me that my integer size is 16-bit. Okay, hello, am I audible? Because hello.
Yes, Pramod. Yes, Pramod.
Okay. So it is the first right answer is it is operating system dependent. If you are solving this question in the GATE examination, so the correct answer is operating system dependent. Okay. The second answer, if they are writing operating system dependent and compiler dependent, then you will choose the best one, which is operating system dependent. If it is not there and they are giving you the answer that compiler dependent, then this is the right answer. Otherwise, they can give you that the compiler is 32-bit compiler. The compiler is 32-bit compiler. It is assigning 32-bit to the integers, and 32-bit is equal to 4 byte. Then you will mark 4 byte as the answer. Okay. So in 16-bit compiler, the integer size is 16-bit, and 32-bit compiler, the integer size is 32-bit. Like if I'm using Dev C++ as an editor, where GCC is a compiler, then it will give me 32-bit integer. If I'm using Turbo, which is actually outdated now, then it will show me the integer size is 16-bit. Okay. Is it clear to everyone? Because it is a very popular objective question for GATE examination, for other examination. Okay. Great. So if I'm asking what is the size of integer, don't give me the answer that 2 byte. Okay, I am not telling you that what is the, your question will be what is the size of operating system, or what is the size of, what is the size of my compiler, which compiler I am using. Okay. Next, what are the popular compilers which are using nowadays? First is old one or outdated compiler, that is Turbo. Turbo is having two compiler, Turbo C and Turbo C++. Okay, there are two compiler. Turbo compiler. So Turbo is the name of the editor. Turbo is the name of the compiler. Second is GCC, very popular GCC compiler. GCC compiler. Dev C++ is the editor. Please listen carefully. Dev C++ is the editor. Code block is the editor, not the compiler. GCC is the compiler. And if you are using Linux, then GNU is the compiler. Okay, not JNU. GNU is the compiler. Okay. So there are multiple different type of editors are available. Okay. Editors will help to the developer. Hello. Yes, sir. Hello. Okay. Ended. Yeah. Thank you, sir. So I hope that you understand that what are the importance of the basics. So instead of directly moving to the hacker rank, first we have to clear our basics, because this L value missing and R value missing, this may become in front of you as an objective. What is the size of integer? This may become in front of you as an objective. So this is very, very important. Okay. So our intention is to clear all the basics which are required to do the coding, Okay. Whatever I am writing right now, yes, what is Nikhil Thakur? Editor for writing the code. According to me, what I can suggest Dev C++. Why? If everybody is using the same editor, so the error will be same. Okay. So I can suggest Dev C++ is a good editor according to me. GCC, it is also used by TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, also using the same editor, for developing the code, and it is freeware also. So you can install it in your system. Dev C++ latest editor, okay, and it is user friendly also, you know, copy and paste, each and every option is similar. Yes, obviously there are so many, but if we all will use one, then it will be easier for us. For example, if we are using HackerRank platform, then anyone can tell me, sir, what is the solution of the fifth number problem? Yes, then I can understand what is the fifth number problem in C question, you know. That is same for everyone. That's the reason I can suggest you that if you are using HackerRank as a platform, so the similar platform for everyone, we can discuss. And the second thing is that the similar editor. If you are working offline, then the similar editor for everyone, because HackerRank will be working during your offline editor. Yes, VS Code is also very good, but VS Code is used in, you know, it's especially used in Python, you know, and other language. So you can use the editor which is specially designed for C and C++. Vim is in a Linux. It means that inside Linux, if you are using, then obviously Vim is one of the editor. Gedit is also there, you know, there are so many. So I can suggest one single one editor. You can use according to yourself. Okay. So there is a slight difference in between that, you know, editor. Otherwise, everything is good. Which you like, where you can easily practice, you know, where you are writing so many, you know, you can write each and every day. There are different types of editors are there, and within 1 year another editor will be popular. So this is, you know, like a antivirus. It is ranking is changed. So I hope that everybody understand all these basics, and thank you very much to everyone that to be having a passion to listening, and you know, and understanding the concept, and giving me the environment where I can perform. You know, thank you very much to everyone, and I hope that everybody enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you, Pramod. So, dear students, today I hope you all have enjoyed the basic session wherein we try to touch upon the basic concept of C language, how you can open your HackerRank account. So probably when we'll be meeting in the next class, each one of you will be having your HackerRank account, so that in between the session, the faculty member or the trainer can assign you certain problems. There you can solve your problems, and you can share whatever issue you are facing. So this was the first session. Hope today only, I meant to say today only, you are going to open your HackerRank account, and in the next session there will be certain problems which will be given to you in order to solve it, and along with the basic concept of C language, which we have circulated in the leaflet also. I hope that this initiative, Jain University iCode initiative, will make you learn a lot of things through this L1 boot camp. And apart from that, like as Pramod sir was asking certain questions, and you were responding. So I like the way you are responding with each and every question, and hope this enthusiasm will continue for the upcoming session as well. And yes, we are going to learn a lot. So with this word, we are going to end for the day, and let's meet all together in the next session. Right?
Excuse me,
Thank
sir.
you.
Just before that, sir, all the students over here, there's one request. By today, before 9 o'clock, we will be sharing a Google form with you guys on the Telegram group. So make sure everybody just fills that. We will be just asking your HackerRank details, the username. So you have time till before the next session, which is on Monday at 5:45 p.m. So before Monday 5:45 p.m., I request all of you to just fill on those forms so that we can have a track of your Google, HackerRank accounts, and we will be assigning you the work and everything through that medium as well.
Gaurav, I think we can log off now.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Pramod,
Thank you,
sir.
dear students. Thank you all.
Thank you, Pramod, sir. Thank you, Daniel, sir, Anwar, sir, and obviously.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you everyone for making the first day of the bootcamp successful. If anyone has any doubts regarding the bootcamp or any clarifications, you can contact the committee members, me, Gaurav, Kevin, Pratik, Shruti, anyone, and we'll help you to our best. I hope you guys fill the forms that will be given to you as soon as possible. Thank you. Have a great day.